Well, we are back. I got a bunch of horses I want to talk about today that trained very well. We'd started off the day, obviously we had some very, very strong winds that were wreaking a little bit of havoc throughout the day with some of the horses. You could tell they were working very hard up the stretch, and there was a nasty, nasty headwind. So much so that really, I think it was more than Curtis thought it was going to be. If we knew the wind was going to be that strong, it may have actually kept the drone from flying today. Since he was here, we tried it out, and Curtis did the best he could. Obviously, I didn't see the footage yet, but I assume, as usual, Curtis does a pretty good job. My mic, I know you're not going to be able to hear a lot of what I said. It was so windy. I could barely, talking to James or Danny or anybody beside me, it was hard to hear them. Very, very windy day, but some horses did very good. I think I have 18 or 19 names here that did really well. 6 horses on this list made breaks. I want to talk about them, how they made the breaks, why they made the breaks, and why that was significant. I'm going to put a little square around them. We're going to start off, I guess we'll just go in alphabetical order. Beach Boutique. Beach Boutique was very, very good today. A couple of clients that own Beach Boutique were out today, and I said to Danny, Danny just went around with her last week, and I said, make sure you move this filly today. I want her in the action. He moved her a couple of times. She finished up right beside me down the lane, and we were scooting on the end of it. Beach Boutique looked very, very good today. Bend Over. What about Bend Over? I look coming down the lane, and here's old Ben behind me after the wire, finishing up. James right behind him. Bend Over looked good. I said to Steve, how was he? He said, no, different horse. The different horse. He looks great. Bend Over is finally coming around. Emerald Miss. Every week, Emerald Miss looks good. Probably one of the least talked about and best horses we have is Emerald Miss. Every week, week in and week out, she's very, very good. James said she was even running in a little bit today, but was still very good. So Emerald Miss, just doing a great job at the farm training, and did good again today. Horse that I've been waiting for, Enduring Strength. How good was he today? I couldn't catch him with Miss Mischief Maker. Now, Miss Mischief Maker missed 3 solid weeks of work, and you can see what happens when you miss that much work with these horses. Miss Mischief Maker was a little out of sorts today, a little tired finishing up, but nevertheless looked really, really good, but not as good as Enduring Strength. Enduring Strength was awesome today. Mario moved him hard to the front, really, really powerful up the stretch in that wind, and he looked really, really good. Globetrotting, wow, she was awesome today. Globetrotting finished up strong, looked really, really good, and James was very happy with her. I can't say enough how the wind played a role today. Just watch the sets, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Some of the horses really struggled in it today. Globetrotting certainly not one of them. Another filly of ours that was not one, Havana Una finished up right behind. I'm trying to think who I had. I won the set, but maybe it was Sebastian Yu. I think it was Sebastian Yu, and Havana Unana was coming at the inside down the lane, and we were really rocking. That was a big, big mile in the wind after a first half. I bet you we trotted a mile in 15 or 16 off an opening half of 18. Sebastian Yu didn't get tired, and I'm sure Havana Unana was a little bit tired, but they have every reason to be. That was a big mile. I'll Play It Alone, big move at the mile marker, I believe. Took over the lead and was very, very strong up the stretch. Looked good. Danny said he took the Murphy off, and he was running in a little bit. A few little changes with him, but he was very, very good today. Johan, what about Johan and Knockdown Dragout in with the Pacers and thumped them? We had some people say, well, the Pacers can't be that good if the Trotters beat them. We went through this last year with our Pacers. The Pacers are really starting to learn how to pace hard, move, sit, move, sit. These Trotters got that big, long, fluid gait, and a horse like Johan is just a powerhouse. And when I made that move to the front, he really, really, I shut him down when Knockdown Dragout came to me, and then I was trying to start him back up in the middle of the turn. Had to be careful doing that, and we finished up right together. Truth be told, I believe Knockdown Dragout got up to beat me at the wire, but the wind was so strong. We come out of the turn, and it actually blew me back a little bit. It was so strong, and Knockdown Dragout and Johan are obviously two of our most very talented horses, and finished up right together. Next was Knockdown Dragout. Both of them extremely impressive today. It's really impressive to watch these horses work and how powerful and strong they are, how they carry their speed. Sure, they were both tired finishing up, but That wind, I don't know how fast that wind was in that particular set too, but it was really, really a stiff wind in our face. McPherson Thunder. I said to Mario today, I don't want to see you sitting last or move him and sit. He needs to go and he needs to get in the group. And Mario did that. Moved him to the front, let one go, moved him again, let one go. Finished up very strong. McPherson Thunder, for a horse that missed a lot of time. 1, we castrated him, it got a little infected. 2, he chopped at his foot, there's leg, and chopped his ankle open. He missed a lot of time, and he looked really, really good today. So Mario's been doing a fantastic job with McPherson Thunder. Miss Brampton Beast. Spade a spade. Her and Sebastian Yu look better than any other horse on the track today. A lot of them trained very good. Johan was great. Knockdown Dragout was great again. A lot of the pacers went good. Nobody looked as good as Miss Brampton Beast, as effortless and as powerful as her. No one. Sebastian Yu on the trotting side looked equally, almost if not equally as powerful. But Sebastian Yu and Miss Brampton Beast a little bit above everybody else. Now I will say this. Miss Brampton Beast was in an earlier set where it was tremendously windy. Like just... I don't want to say, oh, it was ridiculous speed. I don't know how the drone stayed up there. I know that Curtis said 25 to 30 kilometer-hour winds will be just about it. There was no possible way the winds that we were experiencing this morning weren't more than 30. They were well over 40, 50 kilometers an hour at some gusts. And the mile that Miss Brampton Beast went was astonishing. She's a very good filly and was the best horse. Again, Sebastian Yu was good. He trained in the last set where the wind was a little bit lighter. The track was now fast and hard. Miss Brampton Beast trained through the swampy track and looked incredible. Number 1 star of the day, by far, Miss Brampton Beast. Miss Mischief Maker was good again today. Still a little weak. Still about 2 strong weeks behind where she was when she was battling with Miss Mischief Maker in that top rung of trotters. A good 2, maybe 3 weeks behind them now. Got to tinker with her a little bit. She's still running in a little bit. Minor stuff. We'll get her all cleaned up, but Miss Mischief Maker was still good in finishing second today. Really blue chip good again. Thought she was a little weaker up the stretch today, but she was 3 wide in the last turn in the mud, and then it was swampy for those first few sets. Really, really deep down the lane, and she really was working as hard as she could, but looked good again. Really blue chip great again today. Horse that really looked much improved was Rose Run Valiant. Rose Run Valiant looked very, very good today. Danny went with him, said he was great afterwards. I saw him jogging around and starting out. I thought his gait was much better. Just looked good today. Very happy with Rose Run Valiant. Sebastian Ray, he's always been good. I worked him hard. He made a little break up the stretch going the first half slow. Everybody kept jamming up in front of me and he kept throwing his head. I hate that. And I attribute a lot of the people that go with these horses. This phone, it continues to overheat and crash right in the middle of sentences. I don't know why. I guess it gets a little hot. I don't know. Anyway, put it on the air conditioner. We'll see how it works out. I left off at Sebastian Ray. Sebastian Ray was very, very good today. You'll note that he made a little break the first half of a mile. He got jammed up in behind, and I hate when the guys are always keeping the horses back. You know, I had somebody say to me a little while ago, he throws his head, so I kept him back. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I want the horses up on top of the horses in front of them. I don't want them shying away from helmets and shoulders. Sure, if somebody moves a whip, I could see the horses could shy away, but I don't want to see the horses kept back just because. That is a horrible habit and a horrible thing, and I've talked to a number of the trainers about doing that. And this horse, Sebastian Ray, did it. We're going by the first half. They jammed up. I got close to the guy in front of me, and he threw his head and he run. That annoys me. I made a little break, caught back, caught the field. Big move at the mile marker, and ended up training very, very good. Not that surprising. This horse is just a nice horse. He's trained good for quite a while. That's all 4, just so you know. We bought 4 Sebastian K's. All 4 are training lights out. We'll talk about the other one in just a second. I'll wait till we talk about the other one to talk about the group of Sebastian K's. Don't have to wait long. Sebastian Yu. Sebastian Yu looked just about as powerful as any horse on the track. 2 standouts today, power-wise. Horses that looked strong, durable, and just didn't seem to get tired. The wind, the mud, it didn't matter somehow that these horses just kept going. One we talked about was Miss Brampton Beast. Just an absolute beast today. and the other one was Sebastian Yu. Sebastian Yu won his last mile in 2:15 and could have easily felt like he could have went around 5 more times. It's just like that the wind didn't affect him. Now he was on the fast track. Miss Brampton Beast early was in the mud just till the track dried out. But Sebastian Yu just dialed in today. A couple of times he put steps in where he would have run before, but he just caught himself and just kept trucking and just mentally getting stronger. Very, very happy with what I saw from Sebastian Yu. That's Sebastian Ray, Sebastian Yu, Knockdown, Dragout, and Johan. 4 for 4 Sebastian K's. I can say all 4 of these horses, 2 months out of qualifying, all 4 of them look tremendous. Just really happy with what I've seen from these horses. Spend that money, probably the fastest mile of the day. And I'm not getting into this, how fast they go. People message me how fast they go. I'm not getting into that. The speed means nothing. You know what? Our horses are usually ahead of everybody else's around here, and they probably still are. I don't dwell on speed. I care about how hard the horses worked, how quickly and how good they recovered, or how poorly they recovered. That's very, very important. I spend a good portion of my training day, after the training day, walking up and down the shed rows, looking to see if the horses ate lunch. Are they sulking? Are they sound? Is there issues we need to talk about with this horse? That's what my day consists of after the training day. And I can tell you, Sebastian Yu, very sharp. Sorry, spend that money. We talked about spend that money. We were talking about her, not Sebastian Yu. Sorry. Spend that money. Trained awesome. She is a little sulky after she trained, so particularly I wanted to keep an eye on her. She was eating her lunch when I left. Very strong filly, isn't she? Fast. And the thing that shocks me the most, much like Sebastian Yu, she carries her speed for long distances and doesn't seem to be affected by things like the wind and things that bothered the other horses today. But a week come out of the turn and she was way ahead of everybody else. I had her snugged up pretty good. I just chirped her and she was gone again. Just really impressive filly, this Spend That Money. I thought that Ohio was looking a little weak this year. Then I watched Yours If You Wanted. He made a break today, but looked very, very good. Now I see Rosa Run Valiant trained very, very good today. I'm missing one. Bend Over, trained good. And then again, Spend That Money looked incredible. Now we're going to talk about another filly that made a break today that I was very impressed with, an Ohio bred also. We'll finish this up. Newest horse to the burn. How good did Tiamo Hanover look today? Yeah, he made a break. He jumped over something on the track. I came around the next time, there was nothing there, but he saw something. He just folded up, and with the hobbles on, he got out of gear and he just rolled off. But if you watch the end of the mile, after the mile, how fast he was coming, caught the 2 horses up front and drove away from them. Tiamo Hanover's a big, powerful animal, and he's fast, very fast. Couldn't be more happy with what I've seen in Tiamo Hanover. You can't watch this horse's video from today and not be impressed. I know I am. Utopian. He needs a set of knee boots, this horse. I saw him brush one knee when he got out of gear today, but wow. He made that big move to the front and then finished up driving away from them. Looked really, really good. This horse still got a little rash over his back. He had some sort of little rash about a month ago, and he lost some hair, and he doesn't look the greatest, but certainly looked very, very good on the track today. Wow. Utopian, the big Jim colt, looked really good today. Willpower Fashion. May have been some interference when I broke with I think it was Tiamo Hanover. There may have been some confusion, and Willpower Fashion took full advantage of it. He drove away, and he was a winner today. Looked great doing it. The one thing I noticed about Willpower Fashion, he doesn't ever feel like he gives you 110%, but he's always there. He's always trotting. He's always doing his work. Probably going to be a really handy horse for us. So Willpower Fashion, very happy with what I saw from him today. Now, I want to talk about 6 horses really quick that made mistakes today. I'm going to talk about them just quickly. Sometimes things happen. James trained Sometimes Things Happen on Wednesday and told me he was as impressive as any trotter he'd gone with all year on Wednesday. Now, I didn't put James on him today. I wanted James to go with my filly, Rosa Run Valiant, so I put Mark Isabel on Sometimes Things Happen. He was on the front. I came with a big rush with, I don't want to get this wrong. I think it was Sebastian Yu. It might not have been. I can't remember. I know I come with a big rush. Cleared the lead, and they said that Sometimes Things Happen, made a break in the last turn, but you can't, those horses that are prone to making breaks, you got to start them in and let them square themselves up in the turn. You can't go barreling into a turn They get on the right line and then pull on the right line, twist them around. They'll make a break almost every time. You have to be off the rail just a little hair, square their head up when they're going into the turn, and then let them scoot through the turn. And I'm pretty sure I would have been just fine with sometimes things happen today. James and Mario probably would have. Disco's not a bad guy, good guy, but not a driver. And the horse made a mistake on him today. But James said this horse was flawless on Wednesday. So for those of you out there, I know Garnet, I saw you sold one of his shares, or maybe your share. And I'm not going to try and talk anybody into doing anything, but sometimes things happen. Actually is on the road to improve and looked very strong on Wednesday. Made a little break today, but I can tell you exactly why. I knew it was going to happen. As soon as I cleared him, I said, geez, he's going to have to be really flawless to get through this turn the way he's going into it. And he just didn't square him up. So sometimes things happen. I was very happy to hear about on Wednesday. Happy to see him for most of his mile today the way he was. And then apparently he made that break, but I can tell you exactly why. Marzank Hanover, I can tell you why she run. I was on her. I know exactly why she run. She was pacing right out of her hobbles. That filly is fast. Tell you what she does need. She needs a snake cord. She needs a little set of earplugs in. If you notice, I fought with her the whole mile. When I put her in gear, she was going to pace right through her Buxton. And then in the last turn, just got out of gear and rolled off. Head pull inside, earplugs, and a little snake cord in her mouth. And you'll see a different horse next week. This filly can absolutely fly. What I saw today of her was very, very impressive. Spirit of Dio, the track was a little hard today. This filly's going to have her days. She's going to have her days where she's good and bad. She's going to have her days when she's bad, and this was one of them. She ran in 2 points of the turns. This is the tallest, probably the tallest filly we have. Her and the Tiamo horse are the biggest horses we have right now, and she just rolled off in the turn. It will not be the last time that you see Spirit of Dio make a break, but let's start back with a clean line next week. I didn't see any reason why she can't trot. Just have to maybe have a little better cushion on the track. It got really windy and they were screening the track and screening the track. The last few sets of track was pretty hard, where it had that muddy even kind of cushion on it all day. Maybe just not the proper track. Tight track for big filly. Then you add in that very, very hard surface we were on. Probably not the greatest surface for Spirit of Dio today. And as I said, I'll be honest, she's going to make breaks again, but hopefully it won't be next week. Nancy Allison has been great, hasn't she? James said she's running in. See, she punched a hole. She's supposed to have scalpers on today, and I think Chris might not have put them on. Maybe she hasn't had them on, but I think she has. I'm going to go back and watch the videos. She cut herself on her foot when she made, or probably before she made a break. Completely explainable. Overall, I've been happy with her. I might have to go with her next week. Nothing. James gets along pretty good with her, but I want to get a look at her and see her. So definitely Wednesday I'm going to go with her. We'll see. Maybe James, I might go with her next drone video also. But Nancy Allison has been lights out the last 5-6 weeks. I'm definitely going to give her a pass today. Certainly not her fault. I saw the cut she put on her foot. Not a big deal. It happens, but completely explains away what the break that she made today. Yours if you want it also. I may have come out and shoved James 3 wide getting into the turn. He was talking. I interfered with him. I didn't interfere with him. I had lots of time to come out, but James opted to stack the horse 3 wide. Not a big deal. He just got a little stupid in the turn, threw his head, and made a break. This colt can absolutely fly. This is an impressive colt. Really quirky, really goofy, but can fly. Sound familiar? It's the exact same way White Tiger was last year. He wore those 3 chains on his nose because he was completely loopy at the first part of the year. He wore them all the way through his 2-year-old season. You know, the picture where he equaled the world record in Pennsylvania, still had those 3 chains on his nose in the winner's circle. So just little chin chains, they just kept his attention. Whatever works. And yours, if you want it, might end up with some chains on his nose here soon. Overdue Mission. Mario said she was fighting the head pull. She doesn't wear it every day. She will wear it every day this week to jog. He said she just got laying up in the head pull, throwing her head, and rolled off. But he said, I came in last half in 6 after everybody ran, and I was catching up, and she was flawless. So just got to get her used to that head pull. This is another filly. Listen, she's going to make breaks. But as long as she doesn't make them this summer, we'll be just fine. And we're going to continue to work on putting the equipment on her, getting her used to it, and getting her under control. But outside of that miscue she made in the 4th turn, I think she was good all around other than that. So those were the best horses I saw today. Those were 6 horses I saw made mistakes that I took the time to talk to the person that went with them, or go over the horse myself and figure out what we're going to do. Changes need to be made with those 6, and they will be made. Other than that, thought it was worth mentioning because it really wasn't their fault that they run. It's not the first time these horses have made breaks, but I would say the end of their breaking will be soon upon us. So there's 18 or 19 I thought were very impressive today. 6 I thought were worth mentioning. We'll be back in a minute with all the barns. I'm not going to be back in a minute. I have to go to Flamborough in 6 minutes to race. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about all the babies. We're going to talk about all the stables and get these videos out to you. I will talk to you soon.